Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Sec 2 of A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Second Golden Thread.
As.
Ah.
A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Second Golden Thread. Charles Dickens. Tick 2. By his tall figure, said the mender of roads. Toughley. And with his finger at his nose. When Mr. the Marquis demands that evening, what is he like? I make response. You should have said, short as a dwarf, returned Jack too. But what did I know? The deed was not then accomplished. Neither did he confide in me. Observe. Under those circumstances even, I do not affirm my testimony. Monsieur the Marquis indicates me with his finger, standing near our little fountain, and says, to me, read that rascal, my fit. Messieurs, he is right there. Tac Marma Defarge. To him who had interrupted, it said the mender of words, with an air of mystery. The tall man is lost, and he is at how many months? 10. No matter. The number said Defarge. He is well hidden, but at last he is unluckily found. I am again at work upon the hillside, and the sun is again about to go to bed. I am collecting my tools to descend to my cottage down in the village below, where it is already dark, when I raise my eyes and see coming over the hill 6 soldiers, with the aid of his indispensable cap. He represented a man with his elbows bound fast at his hips, with cords that were knotted behind him. I stand aside. Messieurs, by my heap of stones, to see the soldiers in their prisoner pass, for it is a solitary road, that, where any spectacle is well worth looking at, and at first, as they approach, I see no more than that they are 6 soldiers with a Tolman band, going to bid, where they have a red edge. Messieurs, also, of the road, and are on the hill above it, and are like the shadows of giants. Also, I see that they are covered with dust, and that the dust moves with them as they come. Tramp. But when they advance quite near to me, I recognize the tall man, and he recognizes me. But he would be well content to precipitate himself over the hillside once again, as on the evening when he and I first encountered. He described it as if he were there, and it was a village that he saw vividly. Perhaps he had not seen much in his life. I do not show the soldiers that I recognize the tall man. He does not show the soldiers that he recognizes me. We do it, and we know it, with our eyes. Come on, says the chief of that company, pointing to the village. Bring him faster, Tim, and they bring him faster. I follow. His arms are swelled because of being bound so tight. His wooden shoes are large and clumsy, and he is lame, because he is lame, and consequently so. He imitated the action of a man's being impelled forward by the butt ends of muskets. As they descend the hill like madmen running a race. He falls. They laugh and pick him up again. His face is bleeding and covered with dust, but he cannot touch it. Thereupon they laugh again. They bring him into the village. All the village runs to look. They take him past the mill and up to the prison. All the village sees the prison gate open in the darkness of the night. He opened his mouth as wide as he could and shut it with a sounding snap of his teeth, observant of his unwillingness to mar the effect by opening it again. Defarge said, "Go on." All the village pursued the mender of roads, on tiptoe and in a low voice. Withdraws. All the village whispers by the fountain. All the village sleeps. All the village dreams of that unhappy one, within the locks and bars of the prison on the crag, and never to come out of it, except to perish. In the morning, with my tools upon my shoulder, eating my morsel of black bread as I go, I make circuit by the prison, on my way to my work. There I see him, high up, behind the bars of a lofty iron cage, bloody and dusty as last night, looking through. He has no hand free to wave to me. I dare not call to him. Defarge and the three glanced darkly at one another. The looks of all of them were dark, oppressed, and revengeful, as they listened to the conjureman's story. The manner of all of them, while it was secret, was authoritative too. They had thereof a rough tribunal. Shook one into sitting on the old pallet bed, each with his chin resting on his hand, and his eyes intent on the roadmender. Shook three, equally intent, on one knee behind them, and nose. Defarge standing between them and the narrator, whom he had stationed in the light of the window, by turns looking from him to them, and from them to him. "Go on." "Shack," said Defarge. "He remains up there in his iron cage some days. The village looks at him by stealth, for it is afraid. But it always looks up, from a distance, at the prison on the crag. And in the evening, Pantin, all faces are turned towards the prison. Formerly, they were turned towards the posting house. To be continued.